What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the stimulus package update, pretty much everything going on here in our country and in Washington, D.C., daily news, money, investing, the stock market. There's a lot going on here with this stimulus package as Senator Joe Manchin dropped a bombshell on us yesterday. A lot going on here with this stimulus package. I'm going to give you the latest on what the House of Representatives is saying on Joe Manchin. You're not even going to believe what they're saying regarding Joe Manchin and what they're going to do with the stimulus package now going forward. We got a lot here going on here. Don't forget to hit the like button for us. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. It's completely free to do so. Remember that new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's jump right in because we got a lot to cover. So yeah, yesterday, Senator Joe Manchin demanded voting on the physical infrastructure bill and wants to hold off on the stimulus package. I played that video for you guys yesterday. If you didn't see that, I'll link you to that at the end of this video. Basically, his video says he wants to hold off on the stimulus package. He wants to see the bill in writing. He wants to have them draft the bill. He wants to have the Congressional Budget Office score the bill, basically do the math on the bill, see if it's going to add to the national deficit. The Democrats say that there's $1.99 trillion in tax raising for the bill to pay for the bill, even though the bill is only $1.75 trillion. So they have about $250 billion extra of pay-fors for the bill so that there shouldn't be any deficit or any national deficits to add anything to the national debt for this bill. So the bill is or should be fully paid for. Joe Manchin wants to see the bill in writing. He wants to be able to review it. He wants to have the Congressional Budget Office score it. He wants to pause on the stimulus package. He wants to make sure it's not going to add to inflation, which all kind of sounds good, but he also kind of makes it seem like he has some ulterior motives in there. And he wants to make sure that there's not going to be anything passed that would hurt American families. But on the other side, we all kind of know Senator Joe Manchin, and we're also kind of wondering, does Joe Manchin want to help American families at all? And here's what he said at the end of his press conference.
Let me say one thing. I'm not going to negotiate in public on this because I've been dealing in good faith, and I will continue to deal in good faith with all of my colleagues on both sides. It's time to pass the bill and quit playing games.
So again, the mixed messages from Senator Joe Manchin, kind of giving his two-faced response there. He wants to pause on the bill, but yet says it's time to pass the bill. Again, Joe Manchin giving the mixed messages. How can you pause on the bill and yet say it's time to pass the bill in the same press conference? How does that work? Yeah, if it's confusing to you, it's confusing to me as well. I think he's trying to put on the good face, trying to give the old college try to the American people, saying, I'm trying to fight for the American people, but is he? Is he?
The political games have to stop. Twice now, the House has balked at the opportunity to send the BIF legislation to the president. As you've heard, there are some House Democrats who say they can't support this infrastructure package until they get my commitment on the reconciliation legislation. It is time to vote on the BIF bill, up or down, and then go home and explain to your constituents the decision you made. And I've always said, if I can't go home and explain it, I can't vote for it, and if I can, I will. I've worked in good faith for 3 months, for the past 3 months, with President Biden, Leader Schumer, Speaker Pelosi, and my colleagues on the reconciliation bill, and I will continue to do so. For the sake of the country, I urge the House to vote and pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Holding this bill hostage is not going to work in getting my support for reconciliation bill. Throughout the last 3 months, I've been straightforward about my concerns that I will not support a reconciliation package that expands social programs and irresponsibly adds to our $29 trillion in national debt that no one seems to really care about or even talk about. Nor will I support a package that risks hurting American families suffering from historic inflation. Simply put, I will not support a bill that is this consequential without thoroughly understanding the impact that it'll have on our national debt, our economy, and most importantly, all of our American people.
So I think Joe Manchin needs some reassurances that this bill is not going to add to the national debt, which shouldn't be that hard to do. They need to write the bill, have the Congressional Budget Office do the math, score the bill, and show it to Joe Manchin, and also make sure that the American people get as much help as possible in this stimulus package. Hopefully, the Democrats will do that in this package. Meanwhile, the White House says they're confident that Joe Manchin will back the reconciliation framework. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says in a statement, even though she has tested positive for COVID, quote, Senator Manchin says he is prepared to support a Build Back Better plan that combats inflation, is fiscally responsible, and will create jobs. The plan the House is finalizing meets those tests. It is fully paid for and will reduce the deficit and brings down costs for health care, child care, elder care, and housing, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said in a statement. Experts agree 17 Nobel Prize winning economists have said it will reduce inflation. Wow, that's a strong statement. As a result, we remain confident that the plan will gain Senator Joe Manchin's support maybe after Joe Manchin sees the Congressional Budget Office actually back this up with the math and the statements. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain retweeted an NBC reporter who suggested that the reconciliation bill addresses all of Joe Manchin's requirements to avoid adding to the debt, curb inflation, and boost the economy. But Joe Manchin kind of already knows this. Yeah. Meanwhile, the House of Representative Democrats are planning to maybe ignore Joe Manchin. Check this out. Remember, Joe Manchin's from the Senate. The House Democrats, well, check this out. House Democrat negotiators say they're on the brink of sealing a deal on the stimulus package, despite Senator Joe Manchin tossing a verbal hand grenade into the talks on Monday. Democrats brushed aside concerns voiced by Manchin at a must-watch press conference that the $1.75 trillion package might exacerbate inflation, insisting that the measure would improve the economy. They also vowed to plow ahead with their strategy for moving both the broader spending bill and the separate bipartisan infrastructure measure through the House, effectively ignoring Senator Joe Manchin's demand for a swift vote on the latter, the physical infrastructure package. Pramila Jayapal says, quote, we intend to pass both bills through the House in the next couple of days, despite what Senator Joe Manchin says. The head of the Congressional Progressive Caucus told CNN Monday, not long after Senator Joe Manchin's press conference, quote, negotiators have worked through the weekend and into Monday to iron out the last stubborn wrinkles in the $1.75 trillion plan. Talks that seem to focus mostly intently on a contentious provision to rein in prescription drug prices and lower those for tens of millions of Americans. Jayapal says there are outstanding divisions remaining on issues on prescription drug pricing, childcare benefits, and immigration, but she predicts those differences will be resolved in short order, emphasizing that she'll trust Biden's assurances regarding the Senate vote, even if Joe Manchin declines to announce his backing before the House votes. Saying, quote, I believe the president is speaking out of experience that he has had of negotiating with these senators. So I trust the president, he's going to deliver 51 votes. And I think we're just need to bring all the temperature down a little bit. Democratic Representative Mondaire Jones says Pramila Jayapal is right. Let's just vote these two bills out of the House this week. So, do you think the House Democrats will vote on the stimulus package and the infrastructure package without Senator Joe Manchin's vote? Yeah, so here's the problem with that is that if they vote on the stimulus package in the House and then vote on the physical infrastructure package, that could create a bit of a problem because remember, if they vote on the physical infrastructure package and it passes, that bill is gone. It flies away and it's a done deal because that bill has already passed the Senate. Okay. That's kind of an insurance policy for the stimulus package that progressives are holding over moderate Democrats. And if that passes, say the stimulus package and the physical infrastructure package pass the House, but then the stimulus package has to go to the Senate. Well, if Joe Manchin's not going to vote yes on it, well, it won't pass the Senate. It'll be done with the House, but not the Senate, right? Well, remember the physical infrastructure bill, that's already passed the Senate. It went in reverse order, right? Some people think that a bill has to always start in the House. It's not the case. It can start in the House or the Senate. The physical infrastructure bill passed the Senate first. Okay, it's already done with the Senate portion. It's just waiting to be voted on in the House. Okay, well, progressives want to pass the stimulus package first in the House, then vote on it in this afterwards, the physical infrastructure package afterwards. But if they don't have Joe Manchin's assurances and they pass them both in the House, that could provide a bit of a problem. Yeah. The other big issue that we're all still waiting patiently to hear on, I guess, is the debt limit, which is quickly approaching here. And Joe Manchin just keeps throwing wrenches into things. They have to pass the stimulus package to raise the debt limit by December 3rd is the estimated date on which the country is going to default, literally run out of money. This is separate than a government shutdown. I had to double check this date just to make sure that the government shutdown bill, because remember they signed a temporary government shutdown bill? That date is till December 3rd as well. Can't make this stuff up here. So the government shutdown bill, I'll zoom this in here a little bit here. President Joe Biden signed a bill that funds the government until December 3rd. So basically, they're going to have to sign a government shutdown bill and a debt limit bill by December 3rd. Coincidentally, it's the same date, which is kind of ironic. Remember, the debt limit and the government shutdown are two different things. The debt limit is an estimated date by December 3rd. They're going to have to pass that in the stimulus package. We've never had a government default. That is where the Treasury will literally run out of money. They can't print more money until Congress passes a bill, or they get rid of the debt limits, or they pass the debt limit on to by Congress to somebody like the Treasury Secretary, which the Democrats have kicked around. The Democrats have also kicked around the idea of getting rid of the debt limits. The Republicans have done that in the past as well, and they're going to have to do something because Republicans have refused this time around to not help the Democrats pass it again. They're going to have to do this through the reconciliation process, the process of passing the stimulus package, but Joe Manchin would have to pass the stimulus package. And Nancy Pelosi hasn't even confirmed if they're going to even put it in this stimulus package. Maybe we'll find out if they actually write the bill here today or tomorrow and put that in there. Hopefully, right? I mean, we do need to keep the governments from defaulting. So, right? Hopefully, Democrats, like, we don't want to see the government default. So, and the Republicans aren't going to help us do it. They're not going to do it. So the Democrats have to prevent the government from default. Somebody prevent the government from defaulting, please. That would be the worst thing ever. So somebody please, please prevent the government from defaulting. Like, we don't want to see that happen. Just anybody, please prevent the government from defaulting. Because remember, that means that even the president have said that that could delay Social Security payments from going out, the child tax credit payments from going out, bond interest payments from going out, or the government credit rating from literally dropping like a rock, the stock market, everything you can think of just going kaboom. So, like, we don't want that to happen. So, there's a lot of things that need to happen for all this to happen. And it all strangely hinges on Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. What kind of world do we live in that, like, all this stuff depends on Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, has this much power, more power than the president and all the Republicans and Democrats combined? Is all this power goes to one man from West Virginia, somebody who's probably never going to get reelected ever again because literally nobody likes him. Let me know if you're from West Virginia and you're going to be voting for Joe Manchin again, if you're going to be reelecting him, or if you're going to be reelecting Kirsten Sinema again. In fact, even if you're not, let me know if you would vote for them again. Do you think they're doing a good job? Let me know your comments down below. But yeah, and remember, now is the time to tweet your senators, your representatives, email them, call them, let them know what you want added into the stimulus package. Now's the time where they do that. They also go through, they're adding in last minute things right now, like the prescription drug pricing plan, lowering the cost of prescription drugs is the latest thing that they're adding in right now, as well as the $800 stimulus debit card for seniors is one of the items they're considering as well. Hopefully, a stimulus check for adults, $1,400. We have advocacy groups looking to put that in there, in addition to the stimulus checks for children that are in there for 1 year, monthly stimulus checks for children, $250 to $300, called the child tax credits. Those are going to be extended for 1 more year in this package. Um, Only 1 more year. They were expected to be for more. But remember, there's going to be another stimulus package after this where they'll probably extend them maybe again, or maybe there'll be a monthly check for adults in the next package. We also have two big Social Security proposals that were just put out by Congress to raise Social Security benefits by significant amounts, hundreds of dollars per month. That would be in addition to the 5.9% cost of living adjustment for Social Security that was just announced, that will go into effect in 2022, in just a month or two from now. So that would be in addition to the cost of living adjustment. Those are big Social Security proposals that I will link you to here in a moment. So there's really a lot going on here that the Democrats want to do here in the next few months before the next midterm elections, because they want to try to do a lot here. They want to try to keep control of the House and the Senate. The Republicans want to take back the House and the Senate. So it's kind of the ever struggle between the Democrats and the Republicans. And hopefully we can get as many people here in America help during this once in 100-year pandemic. I see everybody's comments here in the comments section. I know there's a lot of people that need help right now during this pandemic. And hopefully with this stimulus package and the next stimulus package, we can continue to get help out to the people. So we've had 3 stimulus checks passed already, and the monthly checks to children that have been going out for since July. Remember, the first half of those monthly checks that from January through June, those didn't go out because they didn't start till July. You're going to get those on your tax returns for 2021, this year's tax returns. You'll get those on this year's tax returns. So when you file this year's tax returns, you're going to get 6 months of payments on this year's tax returns. So when you file those next year in 2022, you'll get the first 6 months of those payments on your tax returns for this year that you file next year, 2021 tax returns. So, and who knows, maybe in the next package, they'll have a monthly check like that for adults as well. So remember, people said the monthly checks could never happen, and they did happen for children. Maybe in one of these packages, we'll see them for adults as well. President Biden has confirmed there will be another stimulus package at least one more after this. So hopefully we'll continue to see support for adults and for children and for seniors and low income, and hopefully we'll see as much support as we can during this pandemic. So I will keep you up to date with everything going on here in our country with the stimulus package, with the economy, with the stock market, pretty much with everything going on here in our country. So make sure to subscribe down below. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribing is completely free to do so. So make sure you don't miss out on any videos at this point, and I will keep you up to date. You can click here to see my video from yesterday with Senator Joe Manchin's full interview. Click here to see that if you haven't yet. And this video is my video with the 2 new Social Security proposals to raise Social Security benefits. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.